welcome to the first episode of Dungeon Theory. I'm your host, Nahadov, and today we're going to talk about intervals, a skill in music theory and keyboard training that will hopefully be useful to you as you walk the ancient and noble path of Dungeon Synth. Today we're going to talk about the concept of intervals, a term that we use to discuss the distance between two notes. We use numerical terms like second, third, fifth, and the higher the number, the greater the distance between the two notes. For today, we're only going to use white key examples. That'll just keep it simple. If you take two white keys next to each other, that's considered a second, like these two. Keep stacking seconds on top of each other, and you get something like a scale. A scale is a collection of pitches that have a particular sound when played in order. Each scale has a home note, or a tonic, and traveling away from and then back to the tonic gives us a sense of the journey happening. If you want to stick to only white keys, you have two of what are called diatonic scales available. C major, so here's C, and A minor, starting from down here. Generally speaking, major keys are considered happier and more triumphant, and minor keys are a little bit sadder or more melancholy or angry. If you take two white keys and skip over one in the middle, you get a third. For example, if you stack two thirds on top of each other, you get a chord. Try this from any white key position. And the sound is different when it is played blocked versus broken. So here's blocked compared to broken. Let's look at the fifth, a crucial interval in terms of harmony and acoustics. This is considered a strong interval, and with the right brass or synth pad, you can feel what are called overtones. If you think of the first half of the score of Conan the Barbarian, that's the sound Basil Polydorus called the primitive interval. So there's a reason, whether played blocked or broken, it is used a lot in Dungeon Synth. Variation makes all the difference, and so we're going to listen to a short example from Elffor, from the album Dra Sad 1. This is the title track from that album, and it contains a very iconic Dungeon Synth melody, and we'll just listen to a few seconds of it and see if we can figure out what makes it tick. As you can see, the melody repeats itself almost identically, but there is a subtle difference between the first and the second phrase that really changes how we perceive this melody and changes how much the repetition actually feels like it is happening. This is also changed by the arrangement. By subtly changing the instrumentation over the course of the track, this gives this melody a lot more mileage. Let's try and figure out how it works. The first statement, and only a slight variation in the second statement. So we start with seconds from G to A, jump up to C, and the first time walk back down to A. The second time, jump down from here to G. And now with accompaniment. So try that the next time you're listening to one of your favorite Dungeon Synth melodies. See if you can figure out what makes it tick, and pick out a phrase or two on the keyboard and learn something about how the melody works, whether it uses more of a certain kind of interval or not, and what kind of perception that gives you as a listener. Does the song feel as though it is conveying movement or stillness, and how is it trying to do that? Think a little bit about this the next time you listen, and I'll see you next time. I'm Nahadoth with Dungeon Theory.